Well, Ray's a go-to guy. You know, there are people who you can just count on, you know, to get things done. And Ray Lopez has always been one of those people, whether it was his time at AT&T, his time as a small business owner, as a school board trustee, and as a council member, he's been one that you can count on.
Well, first of all, Gabe, I'm truly honored for you guys to be recognizing me this way. I oftentimes think, you know, I go out and do a lot of work and I don't know that anybody ever recognizes it. And then I start to question myself whether what I'm doing is correct or not. But once in a while, recognitions like this, you know, kind of go to validate it. But even more than that, Gabe, you start seeing that you're making a difference in the community. I'll give you a couple of examples. Over the course of the last couple of years, we've tried really, really hard to develop a plan, a revitalization plan for our Westside. It started with the SA 2020 stuff at the high level, at the city level. Kind of got it down to a Westside Summit a few years ago. We started talking about what we wanted our community to look like. What we quickly realized was that we needed to have economic development. We needed to have a corridor-focused investment. And so we took off to doing that, and over the course of the last couple of years, we've made some significant strides in those directions. A couple of weeks ago, we were actually out knocking on doors for businesses in the community, talking to them about community block grants, CDBG grants, where they can actually get money to fix their facades. We walked up and down what used to be Old Highway 90, now the Enrique M. Barrera Parkway, and it was very well received. There are people on that corridor that are incredibly proud of their business. They have some financial constraints, some issues that they maybe can't address as readily, but when we told them these were grants specifically for them to fix their businesses, for them to make an investment in their business which would enhance our community, they were quick to take advantage of it. Smart business people, people that have a strong passion for their product, for their service, and those are the kinds of businesses that are actually the backbone of all communities, especially in our Westside.
Janie is a force of nature in a quiet way, and in the way only a person of deep conviction can be. Janie has origins, roots, experiences rooted in her own faith. She was once a nun, and from that experience came to a dedication to make the world a better place and to serve humanity. That sounds very general, but in some people it is the driving force. It takes the energy of human life and converts it into accomplishments, and Janie is one of those people. So when she gained the business expertise and the professional skills and could choose what she wanted to do with the rest of her life, she chose to focus on community-based economic development, building businesses, changing people's lives. And through Acción, she became, without exaggeration, one of the major forces in the United States in the area of microfinance, small business lending, and small business development.
Well, 21 years ago, there was a dream of creating a not-for-profit loan fund that would be able to help striving and small businesses that wanted to get access to capital. And so it was a group of community leaders that came together, a lot from the West Side actually, that said that they would help initiate, get a 501c3 loan pool together to help small businesses here in San Antonio. And in 1993, there was a survey done on the West Side and to ask the question, is there a need for small businesses to receive access to capital? Had small businesses tried to get access to capital? And guess what? The answer was yes, small businesses needed capital, and no, small businesses in the West Side were not able to get that capital. And it was like 98% of the businesses that were interviewed. And that survey actually was sponsored by Levi Strauss Foundation. And Ramiro Cavazos at that time was the director of that foundation. So you can see that even from that time there was a grassroots community supporting something like a loan fund. And then the rest is history now, right? Now we're in not only in San Antonio, but we are in 10 cities in Texas, an additional 7 cities outside of Texas, and we serve a total of 13 states, starting from New Mexico down to Florida and up the Mississippi to Missouri.
We are wonderfully excited to be honoring Division Laundry for all that they have done to promote economic development, commerce in the west side of San Antonio. But Division Laundry represents a company that is along the lines of the great family-owned west side-based, corporate companies like the Kiabasa family and the Gonzalez family over at River City Produce. Along with the Cortez family and the Pico de Gallo and Mi Tierras. It's a family-based organization that does it the right way. They take care of their employees. They put out a fantastic deliverable, and they've been doing it consistently for 75 years. And for that, we are tremendously excited to be honoring Division Laundry with the Legacy Award this year and the Garcia family for all that they've done.
Well, the late Peter G. Garcia, my father, was the 17th child born in his family in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. When he came to San Antonio, he was 7 or 8 years old. He shined shoes, sold newspaper. As he got older, he learned how to be a tailor and a presser, and he had an ambition of one day having his own business. And that's how Division got created, through Dad's drive and willingness to go into business for himself. Well, the West Side, Dad's always been on the West Side. Near Our Lady of the Lake, he opened up one of his first cleaning plants on 24th Street and moved down to this location on Highway 90 back in '64. It was the ideal location because it put him right in the center of all the military bases, and that's who was his #1 customer. Well, one of the main points that my father made was you have to be better than the other guy. And you also have to deliver what you say you promise to deliver. And that's how you grow your service. And those are the kind of ideas that he instilled in us early on, or in me. And those I instilled into my children who are now running the business. And that's the main point. You promise something, you deliver, and you do it right.
I met Louis about 16 years ago. Louis was the sports director there at the YMCA, at the Westside YMCA. I recalled that he was very involved with the children and the coaches and the parents because he really wanted to get it right. He wanted to make sure that the kids had a good quality program. for him, for the children. 16 years later, fast forward, Louis is now the vice president of the Westside YMCA. He also has responsibilities for the Southside facilities.
Great. Well, thank you, Gabe. Well, our Westside Family YMCA has been it's been in our community since 1979. We have been serving this community since 1949, but this facility has been here since 1979. Here we offer many services that are open to many of our families, our seniors, adults who are without families, and really the goal of all of our YMCA, but specifically this YMCA, is to ensure that no one is ever turned away due to the inability to pay. We also offer swim lessons and youth sports here. Swim lessons is such an important part of someone's lifelong lessons because so many of our children who are of color are more likely to drown than other children. So we try to make sure that swimming lessons is always an option and accessible to our communities. Well, first of all, I'm extremely humbled to even be considered for an award like this. To be considered and then even to be selected, I'm just overwhelmed with excitement, and it means so much to be able to serve a community that I am so invested in. Invested in because I grew up in these communities. I have many friends and family that grew up in these communities. I did go to school here, and I still have many people that are very close to me that still are in these communities. So to be able to come back and serve individuals that I am so close to just makes a huge difference to me. It is a different kind of service. It's a service of passion. It is a service of, it is a servant heart that I believe leads me to help do more and do as much as we can. Impact is what it's about for us. We want to always figure out how we can help serve others in the community. One of the greatest things about the YMCA that I love is that we are allowed to assess community needs and evolve as those needs evolve. So as the community's needs evolve, we are able to figure out how we can help families, how we can help seniors, how we can help people that have health issues, and how we can, as a YMCA, serve those that are in need. We have one young individual that recently came to the YMCA, and this young individual was born without his arms from his elbow down and his legs from the knee down, and came to the YMCA, and his mom said, we want him to learn how to swim. He had never been able to swim before, and within 30 minutes he was swimming at our YMCA, and that was through the work of a great instructor. It was through the work of many individuals in the Y that really care about people and really wanted to help ensure that this mom and this family had a great experience here.